cash. All of these are scams designed to obtain your hard-earned funds. Contact the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 1-800-300-1986. Another red flag is the call or text comes in after work hours or on the weekend. Don't become a victim. Let Consumer Protection do some checking for you before you send any funds.
If you have a Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, BMW, Volvo, or any other high-end import, you might think you have to take your car to Denver or further for service. Hi, this is Martin from Al's D&I Repair. Don't plan your life around taking your car for service in a town 400 miles away. Bring it to Al's D&I Repair. Our technicians are trained to work on those complicated cars, and we also have the tools and equipment so they have everything they need to make sure your car is working perfectly.
Call Al's D&I to set up your appointment at 348-1447.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are Fox Sports. And here's what you need to know.
About 2 hours away from the American League wildcard game in Boston, Yankees and Red Sox tonight as Garrett Cole takes on Nathan Eovaldi. Winner gets the Rays in the American League Divisional Series. Boston playing tonight without J.D. Martinez, ruled out because of an ankle injury. In the National Football League, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said today the quarterback Ben Roethlisberger is dealing with a hip issue. Jaguars dealing with other issues. Owner Shad Khan said today that head coach Urban Meyer's actions this past weekend were inexcusable and that Meyer must regain the team's trust and respect. Question is does he have the team's trust and respect? Because the NFL Network quoted one unnamed Jaguars player as saying that Meyer has, quote, zero, end quote, credibility within the organization. Chiefs promoted wide receiver Josh Gordon to their 53-man roster. Niners kicker Robbie Gould placed on IR with a groin injury. The Match 5, presented by Capital One, will take place the day after Thanksgiving. Brooks Koepka against Bryson DeChambeau in a 12-hole match in Vegas. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, live interviews, and local sports. Exclusively on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. And streaming online right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com. From the biggest national names to the hottest local stories, welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Well, good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome in. Glad to be back. How you doing? I came back from Denver yesterday. What a sight that was. Hey, welcome back. It's always a great day in the Black Hills. A little warm, huh? We get into October. It looks good. I hope you're doing okay. I'll tell you, it's a little too warm for our firefighters, though, and the situation out there. So we got to say, that Auburn fire, I was coming back from Denver yesterday afternoon and saw the smoke and saw the bad situation. Want to thank everybody working hard on that. That's a grinder out there, so do your best to help them out, and thanks to all the men and women stepping up, the first responders, the firefighters. It is tough stuff, and I'm glad folks are here to take care of that. Really, really good work being done in the Auburn fire. So I hope you're doing okay. We're glad to be back. The Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show, and it's always a great day in the Black Hills, especially with a great guest lineup here. It's time to get after it, okay? Was it a good weekend for everybody? I took the Monday to come back from Denver. Broncos' first loss. Vikings let it slip away against the Browns. But there are some positive things to take away. So let's get into this thing today. The Nate Brown Show brought to you in part by Black Hills Urgent Care. They want you to know they're committed to providing exceptional care for you and your family, whether it's urgent care or primary care. Black Hills Urgent Care, 2 locations on Haynes Avenue, out on the west side, Mountain View Road and Bacon Park. Open 7 days a week. If you need care and you want to get in there, you avoid the wait, it's easy to do. Schedule on your phone like me, bhucare.com with the letter U. Remember, bhucare.com if you're feeling sick, if you need care, avoid the wait. Get right in. Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better. Okay, the Nate Brown Show getting text messages in about the Broncos and producer of the show, Matt Kearney. I mean, this is going to be a fun Tuesday show. Let's look at the guest lineup as you get into this. Ryan O'Halloran's going to join us, Denver Post, Broncos beat writer. He is live. He asked Vic Fangio this question yesterday that has kind of went viral, and everybody's been reacting to Fangio calling out the Baltimore Ravens and the whole thing. That was my guy, Ryan O'Halloran, asking the question of Coach Vic Fangio, which he kind of cussed out the Ravens. We'll talk to O'Halloran coming up. Okay, wild card tonight. One-game hitter. Whether you love it or whether you think it's just after 162, just not enough. One-game hitter tonight. Yankees, Red Sox. Is it better than that? Is it better than that? Yankees at Fenway. Ben Verlander live. Fox Sports Major League Baseball analyst. He is on the way. We'll talk Major League Baseball postseason. Matthew Coller steps in. Vikings writer, Purple Insider from the Twin Cities. Vikings back on the brink here a little bit. Back on the brink, 1-3. Matthew Coller on tap. And then we're going to go down to Jacksonville. You know that. We got a guy on from Jacksonville. He's the Jaguar writer for Sports Illustrated. Jaguar report writer John Shipley joins us on a busy day. Imagine that in Jacksonville. So John Shipley on the way talking, let's see, Urban Meyer and a little bit more. It's all on tap on the Tuesday show. 720-1067 is our number. Get in live. We'll get you on. The Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar Sports Line Live, 720-1067. And the Barron's Wilson text line open and ready. I said we're already getting hit on the text line, 720-1067. The Barron's Wilson text line open and ready. So what was the message coming in here? Let's make sure I got this straight. Listener text coming in, Barron's Wilson text line. I told you yesterday I was coming back from Denver. That's why I missed the show yesterday. Listener text to Matt Kearney. It's addressed to Matt Kearney, the producer of the Nate Brown Show. He's a great part of this program. Matt, have you heard from Nate yet? This is what you're concerned about me. Have you heard from Nate? Rumor on the street is he's a patient at the dejected Bronco fans nursing home. Wow. Come on. The dejected Bronco fans. I'm not mailing this thing in yet. Teddy gets a concussion. I've got some concerns. It wasn't a great game. We all knew it was going to be a tough go. We're 3-1, and we're in this thing, and we'll see what happens with the Steelers, all right? But thanks for that message. I'm back. I'm okay. I'm not in the dejected Broncos fans nursing home there. I'm okay. I'm back. Now, one thing I want to hit on today. We'll get into the Broncos, everything else. The biggest story in sports today, and I think it's this week, the biggest story in sports by far is the Urban Meyer situation in Jacksonville. I mean by far. I know MLB postseason and all this stuff, we're going to get to it. People saw how good maybe the Chargers were last night. The biggest story, I mean, this is just massive from a macro sense. Urban Meyer, I was sitting here on this show many months ago saying, I think this might work out. It was a risk. You go the college route. I said, I think this might work out. Urban Meyer's been a winner, a culture builder, the whole thing. And I got to tell you, apparently I was just so off. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was just off the money. I'm going to tell you, this Urban Meyer situation, I was wrong about Urban. I can admit today, this early on, we're 4 games in. And this Urban Meyer situation is just messy. It's beyond messy. It is very, very interesting how this thing is just falling apart at the seams so quickly. Nobody thought it would be like this, right? Even you guys that said this may not work with Urban. I don't know, the college route. Nobody thought we'd have controversy like this, where you've got a guy not going back on the team flight and staying to be with the grandkids and then getting caught on video in a bar with an Ohio State pullover on and, doing the old grab thing with a lady there that's not his wife. I mean, this is just unreal. And so now you have the owner of the Jaguars today having to release a statement, and I wonder where this will go from here. Where this will go. This already feels like a nail in the coffin, so to speak. It already feels like that when the owner says he has to regain trust and respect. He has to regain our trust and respect after 4 games in. Whether it's the 0-4 start whether it's the video out at the bar and staying behind, which people have said, coaches don't stick around and not go back on the team flight. I mean, coaches can do a lot of things, right? They can go and visit the grandkids and do quite a few things without having to skip the team flight back. It's one of those things where you're wondering, how far is Urban already out the door? Is that, I mean, I'm just stunned. I was wrong about the whole situation. I never thought it would blow up like this. And I've got to ask you, question of the day is this. Knowing what you know right now, we don't have all the backstory, but you're seeing some reporting this afternoon. You're seeing the reporting that players aren't really buying in here. Players have been laughing as Urban Meyer met with them this week about this whole debacle and the video and staying behind in Ohio. I got to ask you, what would you do if you were the Jaguars today? I really want to ask you that. Would you fire Urban Meyer right now? Forget the contract thing. We don't know exactly the language in the contract and the money that would maybe have to be paid, the whole thing. Just take that stuff out of it on this Tuesday. Question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. This is a wild story of a major name in sports going from the college ranks and winning so much to going to Jacksonville, and we can't even we're a quarter of the way through. A quarter of the way through this scenario in Jacksonville, and the wheels are falling off. I would say, are they delaying the inevitable here? When you say you have to regain our trust and respect, and Urban's trying to gather that locker room back, and apparently the locker room's just a toxic situation down there. Would you just fire Urban Meyer right now? 0-4 start. Video at the bar with the distraction there. Would you just fire Urban Meyer right now? 720-1067 is the line. Let's take a look at the early vote. There's a lot of votes. And it's somewhat tight, but it's interesting. 58% of you say you'd pull the plug right now. 58% of you say you'd pull the plug right now. Just knowing what you know. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this. Not only the lack of success on the field, but then the stuff off the field. A brand new coach. How long's Urban going to last? I was totally wrong about this experiment. I thought you'd have a professional situation down there. I thought he might be able to get things going with Trevor Lawrence. It'll take a little time. This is just wild. Just so unprofessional. I don't know what's going through Urban Meyer's head. I really don't. I really, really don't. 58% say you'd pull the plug right now. 42% no, that's an overreaction. What say you? 42% thinks it would be an overreaction to fire Urban, and I think he's getting close. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead. Are you there? Can I hear you? I don't know if you can hear me. Let's see. Maybe not. Let's see what's happening here. Can you hear me now? No, I can't hear him. Wonder what's happening. Anything left on that side? I wonder. All right, well, we used to have them. I don't think we have them now for whatever reason. We'll have to get that figured out. Text us, by the way. We'll see if we can get this ironed out. Had a little, what do you call it, power surge? Had a little power surge here at Fox Sports Rapid City, and maybe we can try this again. We shall see if we can try this again. Let's try it again. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. All right.
Excellent. Most awesome.
Doesn't sound great.
You know,
okay.
You are the greatest local and live sports show host that is around to be told. So
hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, buddy. What's
and
up?
You are the best of the best. But you know what? Does anybody really actually care about the Jags? Like, come on.
Yeah, they should. They should.
Throw that stuff in the garbage. It's the same way with like Deshaun Watson. You know, does anybody actually care what happens with the Houston Texans?
What do you think? What do you think's going to happen with this? Seriously, what do you think's going to? I mean, you've never seen a coach get hired. You've never seen a name like Urban Meyer get hired and then maybe be on the hot seat 4 weeks in.
Oh man, it happens all the time, and you know what? It's going to happen is he's just going to continue to do what he does, and if he makes wins and he makes money, then they're going to keep him. If he doesn't, then they're going to fire him. It doesn't matter about anything that happens in his social life ever, because it's all about money, baby. It's all about that cash. You know that.
Well, I do know that, but I got to tell you, most guys wouldn't get in their first year fired after 4 games, and he's close. He's close.
Yeah, well, he's very close, but he was going to do that anyways. I mean, the guy was talking about having Tebow on his team. I mean, the guy, come on.
All right. So, hey, okay, answer my question. Would you fire him, Brett? Would you fire him today?
Oh, absolutely. I'd let him go.
You
but
would?
Absolutely. But I'd let Vic Fangio go because this guy can't handle a clock situation.
Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet, Brett. Don't fire Vic yet.
Absolutely. That guy, he can't handle a clock. Like, I mean, come on. You're setting up yourself with 3, 4. You're putting yourself like he's 4 different times of just timeouts.
I'm with you. He's had a tough time with clock management. We know this. I mean, we know this.
On top of that, like, come on, referees. Like, can we maybe, like, dude, if somebody would have called a helmet-to-helmet the way that happened to Teddy Bridge, that would have been on, like, a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes, they'd have got a 30-yard penalty and an automatic touchdown.
I'll tell you that
stuff was just absolutely absurd to watch.
That does hurt, by the way. That does hurt us, Teddy. That hurts us. So, but don't fire Vic yet, okay? Broncos didn't play well. They didn't play well.
So it wasn't even just the Broncos. It was actually the fact that they had 3 rookies trying to block for
correct,
Teddy.
Correct,
and,
no doubt.
You do that, you're not going to have any success anytime when you got 3 rookies out there trying to.
All right, stay tuned. I'm not throwing us away yet. We got the Steelers on the road. That'll be an interesting one. Really interesting this week.
That's going to be an absolute bust because, we all know that Ben Roethlisberger is, like, basically broken. He's a spaghetti arm. He's everything. He's everything that everybody doesn't want in a quarterback, so we'll be all right.
Okay, buddy. You're on fire today. You're firing Urban Meyer. You're firing Vic Fangio, and you're smashing Roethlisberger. I mean, you are on fire. All right, buddy.
And you want one more? I can give you one more. Because I can definitely give you one more. Here's the thing. Tom Brady, he's awesome, but he's also going to be broken down and old.
Oh, hang on a second. All right, man. Good to hear from you. I'm glad I went to Denver this weekend, okay? Good to hear from you. Thanks for getting in. 720-1067. Bronco Brett just on fire on a Tuesday. He was waiting for that. He was waiting for me to get back, I think. Okay. Should the vote be that close? Urban Meyer, 58% of you are letting him go today. Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars, not yet. He said he has to regain his trust and respect. Good luck with that. Boy, the reporting down there from Michael Silver, NFL Network, is tough. It is tough. Players laughing after Urban leaves the meeting room yesterday. Laughing. So how do you have accountability now in that organization with that team? 58% of you say you'd fire Urban Meyer today. Thanks for calling. What's on your mind? You're live and you go ahead.
Yeah, the number should not be that close.
It shouldn't be. Which way do you go? Which way do you go?
Urban Meyer should be fired.
Really?
Yeah.
Biggest reason why?
Everything that he's done there has made him look like a fool, and it's because he apparently still has the college mentality, and that's, he goes back to his college town, puts on a pullover, and goes feeling up co-eds.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's not. I can't. They made a mistake. It's that simple. Admit it. Get rid of him. I
admit my mistake today. I admit it today. Remember, I said I think Urban might work down there. I admit it. This is stunning me. Just stunning.
Does USC take him?
Oh, I think they'll look at it. I do. I mean, if they cut bait quick, if they cut bait now or soon, USC might look there.
But the video at the bar, I mean, it's his bar, but still, the video at the bar with college-age girls, apparently.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well
I don't know
about
about
that.
To
college either.
No, I understand. I don't know about the age, but
how did you got to see up close and personal? How'd Lamar Jackson look?
Okay. I mean, good enough. Good enough that day.
And do you enjoy having the fourth best coach in the AFC West?
Oh, the fourth best.
Fourth
best? No, don't fire Vic yet. Man, we're fired.
I didn't say fire him. I'm not, but I mean, you've got the fourth best coach, and when Drew Lock's in there, you got the fourth best quarterback.
Well, I know that.
So
you and I know that.
And even when you got Teddy Bridgewater, you probably still have the fourth best quarterback, but at least he is serviceable.
Yeah, well, he's more than that. Yeah. He was more than that. But we're
rough
okay.
week for you guys. Rough week.
Well, I know. Geez, everybody's taking pride. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nebraska, Michigan coming up. Who you got?
Hang on here. I'm interested in that. I don't know who I have yet, but boy, that's interesting. That's going to be a game to cover. I'm going to talk about it all week.
All right.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks
for getting in. Man, people are just after me today. Now, I haven't even talked Broncos on this program that much. And I'm being sent to the dejected Broncos fan nursing home. And said, we got to fire Vic Fangio. And then another, worst coach in the AFC West. And, it was just one loss. Our quarterback got hurt. I mean, let's take it easy. Kind of like some fans at this soccer tournament I was just at, too. A little over the top. Boy, this is a wild one. I thought we were going to have some fun today. We will. We're going to have some fun. Okay, the vote's getting closer. 57% pull the plug on Urban Meyer today. Question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. Would you fire Urban Meyer? 0-4 start. Video at the bar with the, grab hand here and there and everywhere. Not his wife and that whole thing. Have a little fun on the grind seat there. This is a family-friendly show, okay? So leave it to your imagination, but that video is interesting with Urban out at the bar in Ohio. Staying behind with the team, went back to Jacksonville. He stayed behind to, quote, visit the grandkids. Well, it's interesting. And then now the locker room kind of in disarray there, according to multiple reports. Would you fire Urban Meyer? Are they delaying the inevitable? 57% in the Fox Sports Rapid City audience fire him today. You just got to move forward. 43% say no, that would be an overreaction. Have I said fire him yet? I mean, we went from firing Urban Meyer over this thing as the biggest story in the NFL to try to hit my guy Vic Fangio after a loss against the Ravens. He lost his starting quarterback. All right, let's see what Ryan O'Halloran says. Let's get this thing moving. Denver Post Broncos beat writer Ryan O'Halloran covered the game Sunday. What's his take on the Broncos and where they're at? Ryan O'Halloran next.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, streaming live at foxsportsrapidcity.com and right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Count on First Gold Gaming Resort for the biggest giveaways in Deadwood. Every Friday through Sunday, win your share of $8,600 in promo play through hot seat drawings. Every Saturday night, it's First Gold's Lucky Sevens giveaway, where you can win $1,000 cash at the top of every hour from 6 p.m. till midnight. Get in on First Gold's $2,000 slot tournaments on Friday and Sunday, or win a 43-inch Sony Smart TV every Sunday night at 6 p.m. First Gold Gaming Resort, where your first stop on Main Street as you're coming into Deadwood.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Hey Black Hills, Boss Pizza and Chicken is now bringing you the best new sports bar in Rapid City. Grab your crew and check out the new Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar on North Lacrosse Street. Same great pizza, chicken, and food you love from Boss, and now a full-service bar with beer, wine, and liquor. Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar is a newly remodeled sports bar with TVs all around and a sports ticker dedicated to local and regional sports. This is the place for sports fans in the Black Hills. The new Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar in North Lacrosse and Rapid City. They're open early and open really late. Also with delivery at BossPizzaandChicken.com.
Hey guys, the Man Salon is now offering a free beer with your haircut. So let me lay this out for you. You'll get a great haircut with your personal stylist, shampoo, hot towel, shoulder massage, all in your own station watching a game. And now having a beer, it's where I go every time. The Man Salon has 2 locations on West Main and Rushmore Crossing, plus offering a military discount for active and retired military. Sit back, relax, have a free drink, just book your next appointment and enjoy. TheManSalon.net.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Hey, Rapid City, it's Doug Gottlieb. Join me weekdays from 1 to 4 right here on 106.7 FM and 11:50 a.m. Fox Sports, Rapid City. And now let's get you back to the Nate Brown Show, Rapid City's sports talk show.
Welcome back in on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday for me. I traveled back from Denver yesterday. Boy, again, a big thank you to the firemen, firefighters, I'll tell you, the first responders, all the men and women in charge of taking care of this Auburn fire that exploded yesterday afternoon north of Rapid City here. That's tough stuff out there, and thanks to everybody for working hard, grinding through it. Hopefully everything continues to get a little better there. Keep your head on straight when it comes to the dry conditions out there, and it's warm, man. 80s here, October 5th. We'll take it from a warm standpoint, but that's tough. Let's make sure the fire situation's under control. Thanks to everybody working hard. We're glad to be back on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. Ryan O'Halloran joins us live from Denver, Broncos beat writer, Denver Post, and I think it was my guy Ryan who asked this question of Vic Fangio. I was watching this video of the press conference. It's now been kind of went viral of Vic Fangio saying, calling out the Ravens a little bit on running a running play to continue this rushing streak of 100 yards a game, and instead of kneeling, which you rarely see. You just rarely see it. Let's get to him. DenverPost.com for his coverage. He's on Twitter at Ryan O'Halloran. Ryan, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Oh, good, Nate. And I did tee Vic up yesterday, and it made my parents proud when they watched the Monday Night Football pregame and heard my voice.
I was wondering, yes, and so I'm sitting here. I was doing the same thing. I didn't see the Monday Night Football thing, but I'm pulling it up yesterday, and I'm going, oh, that's my guy Ryan. I talk to him every week. That's the question. Why'd you ask that question? What went into it? Basically, I want people to know. You asked him, hey, Ravens run a play. What was your thoughts on it, basically running that play instead of kneeling? Why'd you go down that road? Did you think that Vic was upset?
Yes, I mean, beforehand, during the morning, he talked around 11:15. Talked to a couple of people yesterday morning who said, Vic was disappointed with the play, but he also had recognized that the players were really ticked off about it. So, I think he knew there was a pretty good chance I was going to ask about it, or at least somebody. And after we got a couple of Teddy Bridgewater injury questions out of the way, I teed it up for him. And he went further than I anticipated in terms of saying he expected it, saying that's their mode, and saying that player safety is secondary. But he wanted to get off his chest. The cynic in me says maybe he wanted to change the narrative a little bit, put all the focus on him and Harbaugh instead of the Broncos players who got their butt kicked on Sunday. But I think there were multiple motives for Vic Fangio with his press conference yesterday. That's interesting.
And now the reaction nationally, Ryan, is a lot of negativity on Vic. I mean, most of the national media says, oh, come on. This is ridiculous. What's your read, actually? You're Denver media, but what was your thought on the last play to continue the rushing record?
Well, I think the only mistake John Harbaugh made is having Lamar Jackson do the carrying of the football. And because anytime you snap it in this league and run a play, there's a chance for injury. To me, that didn't make a lot of sense. But it was probably about half hour after the press conference, and Vic had said his piece. And I got a text from an NFL assistant coach who said, "Never seen it before?" ? This happens all the time when it comes to streaks and incentives at the end of the season. And Antonio Brown is one of those guys that's happened to, as I tweeted out, caught a pass from Ben Roethlisberger to keep a streak alive at least 5 catches, then caught a pass from Tom Brady last year to hit a $250,000 incentive. So that said, if you're ticked about it, get ahead in the game, so you've got to worry about it.
Yeah, Broncos lose to the Ravens. First loss for the Broncos, and you say they got their butts kicked. They went up 7-0. What happened after that?
Well, even before Teddy Bridgewater was injured, he was not playing well. The pressure was in his face a lot. He was getting hit a lot. I felt that should have been a penalty flag on the the rookie outside linebacker that hit him right under the chin. What you saw is they missed Jerry Jeudy and they missed KJ Hamler. They missed KJ Hamler because he can at least get some attention downfield from the safeties to free things up for Patrick. And they missed Jeudy for basically the same reason. And, people are criticizing Pat Shurmur for getting away from the run game. I don't think he got away from it in the first half. Where he got away from it was after Drew Lock came in the game. It seemed like Pat thought 17-7 was more like 27-7, and he threw it way too many times, I felt, during those first 2 possessions with Lock, who, let's face it, he wasn't very good.
Yeah, Ryan O'Halloran, Broncos beat writer, DenverPost.com. Broncos lose, and now you're kind of wondering, okay, offensive line, you didn't mention them. What was your take on new starters on the offensive line? A lot of people think that was a big problem.
No, it wasn't the problem. Garrett Bowles and Nod Massey are your problems right now. Right and left tackle, your veterans, the 2 oldest guys on that line. Garrett Bowles needs to be better, period. I got him booked for 4 sacks in 4 games. Last year, he gave up 1 sack in 15 games. First year of a monster contract. He's got to play better. Vic Fangio said that yesterday. Bobby Massey looked like he was on roller skates a couple times. I would maybe consider Calvin Anderson here in the next couple weeks if Massey doesn't improve. As for your young guards, Mute gave up a knockdown, a sack, and Miners had a penalty. I don't think they were up and down, as Vic Fangio said. It sounds about right for guys who haven't played a lot. So I think there's some system-wide problems, and I think they need to give their tackles some help against T.J. Watt and company on Sunday in Pittsburgh.
Okay, Broncos defense, highly touted first 3 games. What was your takeaway from the Ryan O'Halloran grading system on the defense?
Well, I gave them a C, which is totally, completely, utterly average. They gave up, a couple of long passes where there were inexcusable communication errors that should not happen with the veterans they have back there. And the other thing is they didn't get a takeaway. That's what this game needed. They need to give their offense, which was struggling a short field, they couldn't do it. People are saying, well, they stopped the run. So what? I mean, at some point you have to make a play to not just force a punt. And it felt like when it was 14-7, when it was 17-7 Ravens, Lamar Jackson was going to score as many points as he had to win the game.
Ryan O'Halloran find him on Twitter at Ryan O'Halloran, Denver Post Broncos beat writer. Broncos are 3-1. How does it feel to you after you watched the Chargers-Raiders last night? And we know about the Chiefs, but that game last night with 2 pretty good teams. How do the Broncos sit with you?
Yeah, 4th-place team in the AFC West. I think the Chiefs are better. That's not saying that's not a surprise. I thought Chargers looked dynamite last night. Herbert had a couple bad series, but didn't commit any turnovers. Their defense was lights out in that first half. So I think the Chargers, I had them second going into the season. They may be climbing up to challenge the Chiefs a little bit. Raiders, They came back down to earth. I think they play Chicago on Sunday. If they don't beat them, they don't deserve to be talked about. So,
but you say Broncos fourth. Broncos fourth.
Yeah, because I think the Raiders are going to be able to move the ball on a lot of teams and play maybe just a little. They're not as good defensively as the Broncos, that's for sure. But I think their passing game is a lot better. And right now on the Raiders, their weapons on offense are healthy. Broncos don't have that luxury.
What's the story on Teddy Bridgewater?
Well, I think it's going to go all the way down to Friday at the earliest. I thought it was encouraging that Vic Fangio said after the game Sunday that he did talk to Bridgewater, who said he was already starting to feel better. But this is out of Vic's hands. This is out of Teddy's hands. It is a 5-step process as documented by the league. It's up to an independent specialist to clear Bridgewater for practice and games. So I don't expect him to practice Wednesday or Thursday. If he's limited on Friday, maybe he has a chance. But two more things on this. In Vic Fangio's 2+ years, he's had 5 guys who had concussions. Only one has played the next week. That was Philip Lindsay last year. Secondly, hey, this is a marathon right now. You still got 13 games to go. Does it make sense if you're a little unsure by Friday just to tell Teddy, hey, let's not get on the plane. Let's not spend 7 hours on a plane this weekend. Stay back. Get ready for the Raiders. You got all the division games left. That would sort of be my lean right now, is go to Pittsburgh with Locke and Rippon.
Okay, can the Broncos beat Pittsburgh, who's a mess? They're desperate, though, with Locke. Can the Broncos beat them?
I think the chances are less than 50% with Locke. Steelers are really bad on offense right now. I watched their Packer game this morning. Roethlisberger, I counted 8 bad throws. Now he's got a pectoral. Now he's got a hip injury, so he's banged up. They're playing 2 rookie linemen. So I think this could be a game for the Broncos. Hey, flex your muscles with your pass rush, create some turnovers, which Pittsburgh is doing. They're giving the ball away, and then do just enough on offense. I think Drew Lock with a full week of practice will be better because there will be a Drew Lock game plan, not a Teddy Bridgewater game plan. But he's got to be better. I mean, he was not very good on Sunday.
Ryan O'Halloran, this game feels big because then you get into some division. The schedule gets pretty tough here. There's a tough stretch coming up. This one feels like a big one to make sure the record stays going the right way.
It is, and I think that's why you leave open the window for Bridgewater to play. You lose this game, you're 3-2. Coming back home the Raiders, then at Cleveland on a short week. You win this game, you're 4-1. By no means are you with house money stage yet, but you can at least look at the Raiders and the Browns and say, hey, get one of those 2. Now you're 5-2 as you near the halfway point of the season. I think it's a huge game.
Yeah, it's Matt. I think it is. Ryan O'Halloran, Denver Post coverage, denverpost.com, Broncos beat writer. Always great to have you, Ryan. Thanks a lot.
All right, Nate. Take care now. Thanks.
Appreciate the time. Ryan O'Halloran becoming more famous by the day, asking the question of the week to Vic Fangio, hey, what'd you think of the Ravens running the last play? And he thought it was bull blank. But he expected it from him. And so that video with Vic kind of went wild yesterday. Yes, Ryan O'Halloran in on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. Find him on Twitter at Ryan O'Halloran. Great coverage in the Denver Post. This game's massive. Pittsburgh on the road for the Broncos, and some problems there with the injuries are really, really a concern. Wide receiver. On the defensive side. Offensive line. I mean, it's something else. So I'm not on the Vic Fangio as a problem bandwagon at all. I'm just not right now. There's a lot of problems there, and it's not Vic. There's problems, and injuries are a big one. And then you might not have Teddy Bridgewater here. Who knows what the story is with the concussion Sunday. So this one, though, as you get ready for a couple of tough games, Raiders, Browns, you got to have it. Pittsburgh seems... they're desperate. You don't love that. Desperate NFL teams at home. You don't love that scenario, but they haven't looked very good. And Ben Roethlisberger, kind of a hat rack back there, doesn't move too well. Broncos pass rush might be able to get after him, but it's on the road out east. The Broncos haven't played well usually out east, but this year not so bad. This year not so bad at New York, at Jacksonville. We know those teams aren't too good. Ryan O'Halloran said the Broncos got their butts kicked by the Ravens. Can they bounce back? And he calls them their fourth in the AFC West. That's where he's got them right now. I'm not so sure about that. I like my guy Ryan, but I'm not so sure about that. I'm really not. I don't know about the Raiders there. I think the Chargers are fine, but I don't think they're world beaters yet. I mean, we're kind of crowning teams here a little early, I think. And I'm not going to mention the Chiefs right now because at 2-2, I think the Chiefs are pretty darn good. That might surprise you, but I think they're pretty darn good. Quick time out of the Nate Brown Show coming back. Fox Sports Major League Baseball analyst Ben Verlander's in tonight. First wild card game, winner take all. Yankees, Red Sox. We've got his pick, that and more next.
From high school to college to the pros, this is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hey, it's Nate Brown inviting you to the first Fox Sports Rapid City NFL Sunday this Sunday at Cadillac Jacks in the BetMGM Sportsbook. I'll be broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to noon, and we'll have some great giveaways, including a brand new TV and $100 in resort credit to make some bets. Stop by to watch the Broncos and Steelers and the Vikings and Lions this Sunday at Cadillac Jacks. Fox Sports Rapid City is live from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll see you then.
Hi folks, Kevin McPherson, McPherson Auction Company. Today we're conducting an absolute online-only real estate auction for the Blunk Estate. Now this home is located in Platte, South Dakota. It's a corner property, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath on the basement, located at 521 2nd Street, Platte, South Dakota. After the real estate auction, we'll be selling approximately 110 lots of personal property, including a 1990 Ford extended cab pickup and a 2004 F-150 Super Crew Lariat. Go to McPhersonAuction.com.
Here's what customers are saying about Anytime Auto Sales. Chris Syme, Rapid City.
Came across Anytime Auto Sales from a referral from a friend of mine. I'd gone in and met Brian and immediately felt quite comfortable, almost like a hometown feeling in a larger city, which I really hadn't come across. They've done everything from oil changes and tire rotations to a replacement of a transmission on my GMC Yukon. Now I bring all of my vehicles to them for any service work. I've referred multiple friends and family members there as well because they do a great job, and I don't feel like I'm pressured into doing service work on any vehicle that is not required. I'm very happy that the friend of mine referred me to Anytime Auto Sales, and it was really nice and reassuring to find a service department. I am extremely happy with all of their work and the way that I'm treated there.
Sales and service you can trust. Anytime Auto Sales.
Anytime Auto Sales.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker in Rapid City. If you considered selling your current home, let me take you to that next step with confidence. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I have been in the business of attracting buyers for 15 years. Let's make it happen. Contact me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show live. It's Wild Card Tuesday. How about that Major League Baseball postseason? I love this, man. The postseason's the time. It feels like every at bat. I know dog days of August and people are grinding. We've talked about, okay, some of the races are over, the whole thing. Now you get into the postseason. I'm telling you, every at bat. So tonight, 6 o'clock, we wrap up this show and we're locked in. Yankees, Red Sox. How about that for a one-game wild card hitter? Yankees, Red Sox, how'd that work out? Ben Verlander's on tonight here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Major League Baseball analyst for Fox Sports and his podcast. Great baseball fans downloaded Flippin' Bats, the pod with Ben Verlander and guests. Find him on Twitter at Ben Verlander. Ben, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Of course, man. I'm great. Big day in baseball world.
I'll tell you, I said I'm making a joke out of it. Yankees, Red Sox, wild card, one game takes all. I mean, you couldn't draw it up like this. You couldn't draw it up. What's this feel like? Think about it from a player's side. You've been a player. One game after 162, the biggest rivalry in baseball potentially. What's this feel like?
Yeah, from a player's perspective, it's tough. It's hard. You don't want to play 162 games, get into the playoffs, and then have one game, your season come down to one game. So this day it's tough. It's nerve-wracking. It's really scary. I saw Marcus Stroman tweet the other day. He's been a part of one of these, and he started, and he was like, I couldn't sleep the night before. I couldn't eat. It's tough, man. Your whole season, 162 games, comes down to one day. But from a fan perspective, there's nothing better. It's one game, do or die. Whatever happens, and everybody leaves it literally all out on the field. So it's really exciting to watch.
Have you seen anything like this JD Martinez situation? He's running out to jogging out to his position of the outfield the other day, steps on the base, messes up his foot, and now he's out. He's off the roster for the wild card. This freak injury, I guess it happens. What'd you think of that?
It like you said, it's a freak injury. I haven't seen anything like for this to happen on game 162 is just, I feel bad for him. It really stinks. I've seen a few freak injuries out there happen. A few come to mind, but never in a situation like this, it seems. It stinks.
Running to your position, right? I mean, yeah. I've never seen that.
It didn't even happen with him in the outfield. It happened with him jogging in, off the field. Like, it's crazy, and I feel bad for him. And that actually really hurts the Red Sox lineup.
I will ask you, so you've been a Yankees guy, meaning you think the Yankees are going to get it done. So they get into the wild card. What do you feel like in this pitching matchup in this game tonight?
I love the pitching matchup. Look, everybody's giving the advantage to Garrett Cole in this pitching matchup. I don't know if that's the case. Nady Eovaldi has shown he's a big game pitcher. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he goes out there and throws 5-6 innings of one-run ball. It just seems like he's a guy that rises to the occasion in big games. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this matchup. I do have the Yankees coming out on top tonight, but look, I'm excited to watch it. Anytime you can watch Garrett Cole go out there and throw in a playoff game, he's going to be fired up and throwing 100. So it should be a lot of fun to watch. I'm pumped up.
Who has the advantage from the pressure standpoint here? Boston at home? I almost feel like when you're at home, the pressure is ramped up. It's a weird thing, but I feel like if the Yankees were in New York, all the pressure, you get tight. It's a tight game. That's what it feels like. I've seen my Cubs do this over the years. They're playing at Wrigley, and it's even more pressure. What do you say about that? You would think, well, Boston at home should have the advantage. I'm not so sure in a game like this.
I would tend to agree with you typically, but the New York Yankees are desperate. They have got to start winning in the playoffs and winning a championship, and they were expected to be way better than a team that squeaks into a wild card game this year. And on the contrary, the Red Sox weren't really expected to be here. I liked them coming into the year, but certainly nowhere near, it's certainly impressive to see them get into the playoffs. So I almost feel like, they're not playing with house money because once you're in the playoffs, you're in. But they weren't expected to be here, and they are here now. They get a home game in front of their home fans. I think that's going to be really cool for them. More so than not, what helps you being at home is you get to be in the routine that you've been in all year. You can wake up in your own bed. You can go to the same lunch restaurant you want. You can do the same things in the clubhouse. That's what's most important about home field advantage. I think all the pressure here, or a lot of it, is on the Yankees just because, they weren't supposed to be a wild card team. They were supposed to be a World Series favorite, and they're grasping on their do-or-die game right now tonight for all the marbles. Okay, so, that's interesting. Boston maybe a little looser. Ben Verlander on a couple more. I'll let him run. Wild card tonight, AL wild card, 6 o'clock. Fox Sports Major League Baseball analyst Ben Verlander on Yankees, Red Sox. So you go Yankees tonight. You think Yankees tonight. How about tomorrow? National League wild card. St. Louis has been on a tear. The Dodgers in a battle in the NL West. They lose that to the Giants. Cardinals, Dodgers. What's your breakdown tomorrow? Yeah, this one's a hot take, Nate. I got the Cardinals winning this one.
Oh.
Look. Everybody in the world is saying, look, the Dodgers are going to win this easy. They won 106 games, and they're the home team. Look, it's baseball, man. It is playoff baseball. Everybody can win on any given night. When it's a one-game take-all, you never know. And I think the reasoning for my decision is I always like the team that squeaks into the wild card at the last second that's super hot. Who's hotter than the St. Louis Cardinals right now? They won 17 games in a row in September to get themselves in this position. They're the hottest team on the planet. They're going up against Max Scherzer, who's had tough 2 starts in a row. He's gotten lit up a little bit. The reason I picked him is because I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that the Dodgers win this. I think it's a toss-up, and I like the Cardinals here. I think Muncy being out for the Dodgers is a huge blow for that team. He's a guy that he isn't a do-or-die by the long ball type of guy. He's a guy that gets on base. He works at bat. He's a nightmare to face, and he's not in that lineup. So that's a big blow for them, and I'm taking the Cardinals to win.
So you go against the grain going Cardinals because you say anything happens in a one-gamer, right? Anything can happen in a one-gamer. The Dodgers are an overwhelming World Series betting favorite. So everybody's still on the Dodgers. Why is that happening? I know it's Vegas, and maybe people are just thinking, well, the Dodgers, they didn't win the NL West, but they're still going to win the World Series. Why everybody so high on the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think it's because if you look on paper, the Dodgers have the best team. But that's the beauty of baseball, man, is it's not played on paper. And that's why the Giants did what they did this year. Who would have seen that coming? They broke the franchise record for wins in a season, and they beat the Dodgers in the NL West. I mean, it was incredible to see. Baseball isn't played on paper. And, a lot of people are seeing what the Dodgers are and how good they are on paper and how good they are. They're a very good baseball team. But the fact to me that they are tomorrow night fighting for their lives, if they lose a one-game playoff, they are done. The fact that they are still the favorites to win the World Series is crazy to me. And it's because I think Vegas knows they can put them up there and the public is going to bet on them to win. No matter what the price is. But people betting on them when, I would feel more comfortable doing that after I wait and see what happens tomorrow before I start betting on the Dodgers to win the World Series.
Fox Sports Major League Baseball analyst Ben Verlander on. The postseason starts tonight. AL wild card, Yankees, Red Sox. It's a great way to start. By the way, I know you have a vested interest there in the Astros, but White Sox, Astros, you've been high on the White Sox, really high. ALDS, White Sox, Astros, how close is that series?
I think it's a great series. I really do. I think of anybody in the playoffs, at least on the American League side, that matches up with the Astros. Honestly, I think it's the White Sox, more so than the Rays, more so than I don't think it matters for anybody else. I think whoever the Rays play, whether it be the Red Sox or the Yankees, I think they're going to take care of them. I just think the White Sox are built for success. The Astros are built around offense and how many runs they can put up. And pitching can shut you down. And having a 1-2-3 of Lance Lynn, Carlos Rodon, and Lucas Giolito, it's dominant. It's absolutely dominant. I think this is a great series. As you know, I've been really high on the White Sox all year. I actually have them winning the World Series. So for that reason, I got to take the White Sox to win against the Astros.
White Sox over the Astros from Ben Verlander. Who you going National League? You're pulling out the Dodgers. They're gone. Where are you going National League? Are you going Giants?
No, I felt way more comfortable about this a week ago. But, since about the All-Star break, I had predictions in July for the All-Star break, and I picked the Brewers to win, to get to the World Series, to win the NL pennant. I love that team for large part because of, the same reasoning I like the White Sox. They're built to win in the postseason. But what really sucks, I'm going to be honest with you, is that one of their best relievers went ahead and punched a wall and broke his hand.
Yeah.
That's what the postseason is all about. It's about, bridging the gap in the middle of the game and getting to your dominant relievers. And that gap got a little wider for them. They have a dominant 1, 2, 3 in the rotation. They have a dominant ninth inning guy, and they had the best eighth inning guy in all of baseball until he punched a hole in the wall when he was drunk. And honestly, that was really frustrating to see that happen, especially since I've been so high on the Brewers and had them getting into the World Series. I still have that as of now, but I got to be honest with you. It made me second-guess it there for a little while, and it's definitely going to be a lot harder. But I do love that team a lot.
So you were looking Brewers, White Sox. You're going White Sox to win the whole thing before the postseason starts. Last one, if the Yankees lose tonight, how quickly do we find out about Aaron Boone?
Yeah, I think if the Yankees lose tonight, I think Aaron Boone is gone. I really do. I don't know how quickly that's going to happen because I think there's still a lot of internal conversations to have. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion at this point. But look, at some point, the New York Yankees got to be the New York Yankees. At some point, you got to win a championship, and they haven't in far, far too long. And Aaron Boone has been at the helm for a long time. Look, the truth of the matter is they underperformed this year, big time. They underperformed. They ended up squeaking into the playoffs. I think at this point, Aaron Boone is fighting for his life with that team. And I think if they lose tonight, he's gone. I don't know whether it'll come out tomorrow or this next week. But I could foresee it happening fairly soon. Do you think he's gone?
Well, I think that might be the case, man. It's just so high expectations, right? It's just such a high expectation in New York. That game tonight's got a lot in play. 6 o'clock start. Ben Verlander on tonight. Flippin' Bats pod. Man, you're just going to be ready. Okay, what does Ben Verlander do on Wild Card night? I mean, what do you got going? What do you got going?
Look, as soon as we finish up here, I'm about to go fire up the TV. Get it rolling and just have Twitter open, live tweet about the game, hear everybody hate on my predictions for the playoffs, and we'll go from there.
Oh, it sounds like a wonderful night being on Twitter all night. It comes with the territory. Find him on Twitter at Ben Verlander, Fox Sports Major League Baseball analyst. I'll be there tonight as well. Ben, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Of course, always appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. Ben Verlander all season long, really good. One of the best we have there. Fox Sports Major League Baseball analyst, the podcast Flippin' Bats. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you got to find it. Download it where you get your podcast, Flippin' Bats. Ben Verlander live tweeting tonight at Ben Verlander. Yankees, Red Sox. You can't get any better than that. I mean, you can't get any better than that. I said a lot in play. Yankees, Red Sox, unbelievable rivalry. Aaron Boone. Little bit of a hot seat because people weren't quite sure if the Mets guy was going to get fired. Luis Rojas, he got fired. I mean, the Mets had these expectations all of a sudden. I mean, they're the Mets. They're the Mets. And I know they spent some money finally, but boy, they didn't do that well, and boom, he's gone. The Yankees spend all this money. They have all these stars. So you're thinking Aaron Boone's going to stick around if they lose at a one-game wild card? I don't think so. Ben Verlander doesn't think so. I don't think so. Yankees, Red Sox, a lot at play. We shall see how it plays out. Boy, this postseason's going to be interesting. These wild card games are really the best. That's what's kind of tough about this. It's a one-game hitter. Yankees, Red Sox tonight. Cardinals, Dodgers. A couple of huge brands tomorrow. Dodgers still the public favorite to win the World Series when it comes to the betting markets in Vegas. All right. We'll see how this turns out. I'll tell you, I'll be locked in on that tonight. I don't know who I'm taking, man. That's what's so tough about baseball. You just don't know. Garrett Cole against Uvalde tonight in Boston. Coming right back. Let's talk Vikings here. I want to get into this. Are the Vikings back on the brink? Tough loss to the Browns. I hated to see it. I picked the game wrong. Lost some money on it. Isn't that nice? I went Vikings. They lose. Couldn't get anything going. What's the story with the Vikings team? That was not a great Kirk Cousins performance. Vikings defense, are they good enough now? They didn't give up that many points. Matthew Collar's in. Vikings are 1-3. Well, they do have the Lions coming up. PurpleInsider.com, Matthew Collar on the way.
Your sports, your show. This is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well maintained tire and speed shop, over the top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
30 Eglin Street, Rapid City. Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows of aloft around 56. Tonight, under mainly clear skies, winds out of the south, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 83. Tomorrow, bright sunshine, mainly clear skies. Tomorrow night, lows of aloft around 56. Upper 70s Thursday and Friday, with a chance for scattered rain showers Friday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 86.
True taco lovers can't say Tuesday without thinking taco, especially at the home of Taco Tuesday, Taco John's. So this taco, head to Tuesday John's for Taco Tuesday, or maybe it's Tuesday Taco. Either way, there's deals on delicious beef Tuesdays or tacos happening all day. Tuesdays.
And this Taco Tuesday, celebrate your favorite day of the week at Taco John's with 99-cent beef taco deals.
Get away from it all in the great outdoors for lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. We make your RV experience fun and easy by providing you with a quality recreational vehicle, competitive pricing, and professional sales and service. Our large inventory of fifth-wheelers, travel trailers, toy haulers, and live-in horse trailers allows us to save our customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Stop by and see us at Dakota Discount RV, 3330 East Mall Drive across from Cabela's and on JB Road, Blackhawk.
Not all trusts fit in a box. We do our best to put a personal touch on each one and really listen to our customers and make sure that we take care of them the very best that we can.
We are going to apply the best of our knowledge and ability and care to really analyze their situation and find all the best solutions that we possibly can.
We customize what we do to what you need. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Hi, it's Colin Coward. Great to be in the Black Hills. Getting the herd weekdays 10 to 1 on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports.
Welcome back in on a Tuesday on the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Hope you're having a solid day. A big thank you to the firefighters, first responders, all the folks taking care of the Auburn fire. Scary stuff yesterday. Kind of exploded there yesterday afternoon. Dry conditions, hot conditions, everybody working hard to help everybody out here. Great to see it. Appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing okay. Thanks for spending some time with us. The Nate Brown Show Live, Fox Sports Rapid City. Got a lot to get to tonight. We're going to go down to Jacksonville coming up. John Shipley on, Jaguars writer for Sports Illustrated. What are you going to talk to John about, I wonder? Gee, Jacksonville in the headlines. It's wild. It's wild. First, Matthew Collar's in. Vikings are always in the headlines. Well, are they back on the brink here? That's my question. 1-3. I picked the Vikings to beat the Browns. I lost money on that one. Supporting Tin Lizzy and Cadillac Jack Center partnership. It's okay in Deadwood, okay? I wanted to win a little money, but Vikings lose to the Browns. They're 1-3. PurpleInsider.com is the site. You'll get the good stuff from Matthew Collar. He's here on the Nate Brown Show. Matthew, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I mean, what's going on in Minnesota is nothing compared to Jacksonville, huh? I mean, it makes everything look totally fine here. That's
right. Little distraction. By the way, I say, are they back on the brink? Is that fair? Vikings at 1-3. It's the Lions this week. That'll help, I think. But are they back on the brink to a big problem here?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Mike Zimmer was saying after the game and saying on Monday that this team is good and he believes in them and that he thinks that, you know, they've played pretty well overall and just gotten some bad breaks and everything. But, you know, I was going back through last year and their quotes from last season after they lost a couple close games, and you'll never believe what I found. The same exact stuff. Oh. And when you start when you start having to say the same message of, oh, we're actually good, we're just a couple of plays away, well, that's the NFL, isn't it? I mean, it's not just also this year in a slow start. It's last year in a slow start and missing the playoffs. It's, losing in the second round of the playoffs after getting an exciting win, but then going out with a whimper 2 years ago. It's the first year that Kirk Cousins was here in 2018, missing the playoffs. I mean, if you're in a position where you lose to the Lions or the Carolina Panthers the next week, how would ownership look at this and say, oh, yeah, this is going in the right direction? I don't know how you could look at that and say it's going well, because you more or less, if you don't get to 3-3 by the bye week, you more or less solidify your fate as a team that is not going to make the playoffs. And if you miss the playoffs 3 out of 4 years, how many teams ever go in the same direction when they have a stretch like that? So I think that the pressure is really ramped up, and you say, hey, it's good to have the Lions coming up because you're likely to get a win, but if you lose, then you lost to the 0-4 Lions. I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure going into this game. I mean, the Lions are not good, but also they've sort of been in games. So it's not like they're, not a football team, right? I mean, so, yeah, this is actually, I think, more interesting than your typical Vikings-Lions game.
It sounds like you're on this side. I've had two people that I've talked to, Vikings folks. One Vikings person says, we've had a really tough schedule. We should have won this game because of the field goal, because of the fumble / not a fumble with Dalvin Cook, and the overtime against the Bengals, who turns out they might be okay. So the Vikings, some Vikings person told me that last week. We're fine. Maybe the best 1-2 team in the league. It sounds like you're on the other side where it's, well, every game's close. There's this call or that call, and the Vikings just aren't as good as they need to be.
I mean, do they put best 1-3 team in the league in a banner and hang it up in the rafters? I mean, look, nobody cares. I mean, if this team was sort of on the rise or up and coming and they lost a couple games and had a tough schedule, I think we would be saying, let's say they were the Jaguars or the Jets. You'd be going like, okay, this is all right. They're in games and they're exciting to watch, but that's just not where we're at. I mean, they have one of the most expensive quarterbacks in the league. In fact, Kirk Cousins has the second highest cap hit of any quarterback in the league. They have a coach who's been here for 8 years. They spent all sorts of money on the defensive side to revamp it, and they couldn't stop the Cleveland run game for anything last week. I mean, the ownership here, they took a lot of money out of their pocket this offseason to redo a bunch of contracts to make sure they could sign players like Delvin Tomlinson, Patrick Peterson, and you look at the personnel that they have, one of the best young receivers in the league, Justin Jefferson, veteran stars Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen, and a quarterback who's been to a couple of Pro Bowls. I mean, there's no way to look at this and say, yeah, but we're secretly good. Like, this is the ultimate you are what your record says. And by the way, like, now there is no margin whatsoever for those close games to go against you. So when you look at the rest of the year, in order to have a good season, I mean, this team would have to go like, 10-4 the rest of the way to have a good season? I mean, that's pretty tough to ask from a team that has not done anything like that over the last couple of seasons. So, I mean, to me, it's turn it around and have a really good season, or what's the point of doing this and being a mediocre team every year? So from that perspective, I don't think anybody at this point in Minnesota wants to hear about the ifs and buts.
Matthew Coller, purpleinsider.com. Find him on Twitter at Matthew Coller, talking Vikings. You said this Lions game might not be a gimme, and sometimes it's just not. I mean, NFL games aren't gimmies. But is Zimmer on that hot seat if they do lose that? I mean, the Wilf family doesn't make rash decisions, at least in the past, for the most part, Matthew. If they're 1-4, a loss at Detroit, what happens?
Yeah, I think he's fired. I don't think you can continue to go forward hearing this ifs and buts stuff, or maybe next year, or all we need is X, Y, and Z. The Lions are coming here 0-4, and they are a National Football League team, but they're a bad one. And it's your building, which you tout as being the hardest place to play in the NFL, and you're supposed to be a playoff team, and your whole argument as Mike Zimmer is, we're actually good, we just had bad breaks. Now, I just told you why I don't buy that, but if you're trying to sell yourself to stay in your job to the ownership, that's the only play that you have, is like, look, no, we're way better than that record. We'll turn it around. Just give me more time. If you lose to the Lions, I don't care if space aliens come down and kick a field goal from the other 0-yard line for the Lions to beat you. I don't care what happens. You lost to the 0-4 Lions. You got to go. It's just time. That's the way I look at it. Is if your team can't even get prepared to beat down the worst team in the NFL, then there is really no point in going forward with this. And then they have to make other decisions. Do they change general managers? Do they trade Kirk Cousins in the offseason or try to trade him midseason? Do they start dumping parts? I mean, if they lose this one, it gets very ugly.
Who would be the coach?
Probably Andre Patterson. He's been their longtime defensive line coach. He's their co-defensive coordinator. I mean, that sort of also falls under the category of, I don't know. I mean, does it matter at that point? I mean, if you can't beat the Lions, if you're not good enough, you're not turning around your season. And that's kind of the way I look at it. I think that they will. I think they're far better than the Lions, and they will beat them. But it's sort of one of those, like, last year against the Falcons, I probably told you the same thing. Oh, they'll beat the Falcons. And then they didn't. And so, they have been prone to a letdown game, and that's another part of the Zimmer era, is that there's just been far too many games where teams with no wins beat you at home. Buffalo did it in 2018. Like I said, the Falcons did it last year. They were down 20-0 to a terrible Broncos team a couple of years ago that they had to come back on. I mean, these sort of staples of the Zimmer era, of disappointing your fans every time you have a big game and having these surprising meltdowns, and that's how you end up as a mediocre team, which they've just been for years now, and I feel like everyone's exhausted of it.
Matthew Collar on tonight, PurpleInsider.com, talking Vikings. So it's the Lions at Minnesota this weekend, and I want to know, where's this offense at right now? Kirk Cousins and the offense, I think, pretty good early on. Sunday, not great. Where's this offense at?
Yeah, I think that what the offense has is a very clear-cut kryptonite. If you have a good defensive line, you will beat the Minnesota Vikings. That has been the case since Kirk Cousins got here. Now, is that all his fault? Like, no, but last night I also watched Justin Herbert with a backup right tackle who was getting killed every play find a way to put up a bunch of scores. So, I think that line of thinking has gotten tired as well. That, if you just had this lineman or that lineman or whatever, it's very clear when they get beat that they just don't have an answer for it. The Cousins is not athletic enough. His arm strength isn't there enough, and he's not aggressive enough to make those plays when things break down in front of him. And so the Lions, of course, probably won't get after Kirk Cousins very much. But when you look down the line, you've got a Steelers team that has a great defensive line. You've got Dallas all of a sudden has a great defensive line. Green Bay, San Francisco. Like, this is, I think what Cleveland showed everyone is, that's the same offensive line in Kirk Cousins as has been there the last few years. It's not different. And so the offense can be really good. It can be really explosive. I wouldn't be shocked if Kirk Cousins puts up 400 yards and 4 touchdowns on the Lions. But, for the long term, I mean, even 2 weeks from now, they've got to play a Carolina team that's got a pretty good defensive line. And, until they solve that problem, they're really not going anywhere.
1-3 Vikings back on the brink. Matthew Collar says that is the case. PurpleInsider.com, Vikings writer. Hit the site. Really good. Find him on Twitter at Matthew Collar. Matthew, always thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it. Matthew Collar tonight on the Nate Brown Show. PurpleInsider.com, Vikings writer from the Twin Cities. A little fired up. He's fired up. He says he doesn't buy it from Mike Zimmer anymore. Mike Zimmer said after that loss to the Browns, 14-7, just a grinder loss to the Browns. A good team, by the way. You all say the Browns are the real deal. I picked that game wrong. Congrats. Mike Zimmer said he's seen good teams and he's seen bad teams. And this is a good team, his Vikings team. He knows good teams and he knows bad teams. This is a pretty darn good team, he says. They're 1-3. Lions coming into Minnesota. 3 straight home games now for the Vikings. And this is, Matthew Collar says, do or die here. Do or die for Mike Zimmer and the Vikings Sunday. Coming into the drive at 5 here on the Nate Brown Show, we've got some Vikings reaction from you Vikings fans out there. We'll get to that. And I got to get to this, okay? I got to say it. My coach My coach made a mistake. The Denver Broncos coach made a mistake. And it really goes to the point of this stuff happens in sports, and you just have to live with it, right? Which side are you on? You got to have the ultimate sportsmanship by doing this, or you just got to suck it up. I'll tell you why the Broncos coach was wrong next.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Nate Brown Show and like us on Facebook by searching Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hey, it's football season and Cadillac Jacks is ready with BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks, teaming up with Cadillac Jacks, and they're now taking live bets. Have some fun in Deadwood and hit Cadillac Jacks for a college football Saturday or an NFL Sunday. Sports betting has come to Deadwood, and the official sports betting partner of Fox Sports Rapid City is Cadillac Jacks and BetMGM. Remember to sign up for sports betting at CadillacJacksGaming.com and receive free Cadillac cash.
Hi, this is Rihanna Wicked at Elevate Performance. We are currently accepting new patients in need of physical therapy, and we want to show you the Elevate difference. At Elevate Performance, you have our guarantee of receiving one-on-one, high-quality care with a doctor of physical therapy. At Elevate, it's personal, and we are ready to be your partner in empowering you to live a healthy life pain-free. Remember, you have a choice for physical therapy in Rapid City, and we want you to experience the Elevate difference. We are currently accepting new patients. Just visit elevateperformancesd.com.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hi, this is Jeremy with Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, inviting you to kickstart your morning by dropping by and grabbing some fresh donuts. I want to thank you for voting us the best in the Black Hills. We're up early making your favorite donuts, so stop by and bring some to the office. Everybody loves Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, and we love you, so stop by, get a great selection to brighten up your day. Serving Rapid City for over 40 years, Jerry's Cakes and Donuts at 109 East Omaha, and remember to like Jerry's on Facebook for some great giveaways.
At Renewal by Andersen, we love it when our customers tell us on a brutal winter day, we can't believe how much warmer this house is since we got our new windows. These windows are awesome. We hear it all the time. Winter is coming, and as beautiful as winter is in our part of the world, having drafty windows, cold rooms, and always needing that blanket on the couch is no fun. Renewal by Andersen makes the best windows you can get. We've been 5-star energy partners for years. Our new windows can significantly lower your energy bills, especially on a brutal winter night when the wind is howling. Renewal by Andersen windows not only increase your comfort, they increase the value of your home. This winter, put that blanket away. Renewal by Andersen has great financing options with approved credit right now. For less than your cable or phone bill each month, you could have all new windows from Renewal by Andersen. Please visit our website now at rbarapidcity.com to hear about our financing options and book your in-home consultation now. And put that blanket away this winter with Renewal by Andersen.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Remember to catch me weekday mornings from 7 until 10 a.m. right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City. And now, back to Rapid City's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back in on a Tuesday. The Nate Brown Show live on Fox Sports Rapid City. We're back ready to roll from our downtown studio on Fox Sports Rapid City. Also there on Twitter at Nate Brown Show. You can find the live in-studio camera, live video stream at Nate Brown Show on Twitter. Follow us there and also on YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. You can subscribe to the channel. Hope you've had a solid Tuesday. I'm back from Denver. A little trip to Denver over the weekend. Came back yesterday. Broncos lose, of course. You know that by now, right? All right, let's get to that. Hang on. By the way, we've got a live report coming up from Jacksonville. Well, we don't get those very often. Jaguar beat writer for Sports Illustrated, John Shipley's on. He's in the middle of this Urban Meyer situation. Jaguars writer, Sports Illustrated, John Shipley live from Jacksonville coming up. Reaction down there. That's my question of the day for you, by the way. Question of the day, 720-1067 on the Nate Brown Show. What is the question of the day? What's the reaction? Would you fire Urban Meyer right now? Have you seen the dust up here? Urban Meyer 0-4. Jacksonville's 0-4. It's been a rough start. The video comes out of Urban in an Ohio bar doing a little thing with a lady that wasn't his wife in a bar. A little grab here, grab there. Not good. I don't know what was going on there, but didn't look great. Stayed back from the team playing. The team flew back after that loss to Cincinnati, but Urban stayed. A lot of players have come out, former players, saying that never happens. Coaches don't just, hey, have a good trip back. Okay, I'm going to stay here in Ohio. I'm going to, quote, visit the grandkids, something along those lines. So rough start for Urban. I admit it is a tough go. I thought Urban might work out. I thought the culture, the winning culture, the whole thing, the discipline, the Trevor Lawrence experience, the offensive mind of Urban Meyer, I just thought it might work out. And, boy, it looks like I was wrong. So I ask you, would you fire Urban Meyer right now over this mess? Take the contract out of it. We don't know the details of the contract and if they could fire for cause or whatever, conduct detrimental to the team, like players. I don't know. Would you fire him? Just cut bait now. Just cut bait now. It's a mess. Some reporting out of Jacksonville saying players have already lost respect for him. They're laughing at him. It's a mess. How can you have accountability when you got dysfunction like that? So I ask you, would you fire him? Let's look at the audience. The latest vote. 55% say pull the plug. 55% pulling the plug on Urban today. If you were running the Jags, I love putting that question of the day out there. If we were able to run the Jags, 55% pulling the plug on Urban right now, it's just over. 45% say no, that would be an overreaction. Kind of a tight vote. Let me know. 720-1067 on the Barron's Wilson text line. Let's see. Listener text, he clearly wants to be known as an Ohio State guy wearing that Ohio State pullover at the bar. Just let him go back to college. Okay. Yeah, it's just odd. I mean, I don't know what's going through Urban's mind from a professional standpoint, from a, people are around standpoint in a bar. It's his bar, but people taking video of him. I just don't know what's going through his mind in that whole mess. I really don't. And Shad Khan, the owner of the Jags, by the way, hasn't fired him yet. In case you haven't known that, he did release a statement early this morning, said he's got to regain our trust and respect. That might be a tough sell. Speaking of coaches, I want to get into this. Ryan O'Halloran was on in the first hour. He's the Broncos beat writer for the Denver Post. If you missed that, it'll be on the podcast. Always a good breakdown of the Broncos with Ryan O'Halloran. He asked a question of Vic Fangio yesterday after the loss to the Ravens Sunday. The Ravens ran a play in the final seconds instead of kneeling, and they had a 16-point lead, right? So most teams just kneel. As a matter of fact, all of the NFL stats, they went back and looked at this. Teams haven't ran a play like that in years. When you're up like that, you just kneel. End of story, end of game. Teams haven't ran a play like that in the final seconds when they're up like that in years. So the question to Vic was, what did you think of the Ravens trying to run that running play in the final seconds just so they can extend their rushing record? They've had 100 yards a game, consecutive games, and they're trying to get this record. What did you think? And he said, it's bull blank, but I'd expect it from them. They don't have regard for player safety, et cetera, et cetera. He kind of went off. And so now the reaction is, okay, what's the real story in an NFL game? Or in any game? Do you kneel when you're up like that? Or is the record, a rushing record, 100 yards a game, a consecutive streak, do you get that end of story and you don't worry about the feelings? I've got to say, normally I'm with Vic. I'm fine with Vic. I support Vic. I'm a Broncos guy. I've always been on this side of it. Whether it's a pass at the end of a game, whether it's running a play in the final seconds, I don't have a problem with it. People can say it's not good sportsmanship. There are things in sports, you got to have good sportsmanship. I'm a believer in it. I'm a believer in the pros, maybe pretty high-level stuff. You just play the game. I know it's about disrespecting your opponent. I think it was just about Ravens trying to get this record going, trying to keep the consecutive streak going. Football game's not over. I'm always a guy, you just play till the game ends. And so I think Vic was a little edgy, a little over the top, upset about the scenario Sunday, a rough loss to the Ravens. And you just can't go down that road. It always looks like, well, you're kind of the poor sport, crying over, this and whining over that. You just let it go. You don't worry about calling out the Ravens. And I've always seen that in various sports. Well, they passed at the end of a game. I've always been on this side, and I know it's kind of hard line. I've always said, you don't want them to do it. You don't want them to get a first down. You don't want them to score late. You don't want them to pass late. Play better. Play to win the game. Stop them. I've always said, you don't want them to do it. Stop him. He ran Lamar Jackson at the end of the game. Drill him. Don't worry about whining after the fact. Coming right back with John Shipley, Jacksonville Jaguars beat writer, Sports Illustrated. What's his take on Urban Meyer and the mess down there? John Shipley next.
The Nate Brown Show.
Hello, this is Robbie at Bargain Barn Tire Pros. At Bargain Barn Tire Pros, we are what we like to call your one-stop vehicle shop. Some of you don't realize that we're more than just a tire shop. We are a full-service center. We do brakes, shocks, alignments, and we also do exhaust. So if your vehicle is loud or making a squeak, call the pros at Tire Pros. 1610 Campbell Street, 1811 Deadwood Avenue, or look us up on the web at bargainbarntire.com.
Hey, it's Nate Brown inviting you to the first Fox Sports Rapid City NFL Sunday this Sunday at Cadillac Jacks in the BetMGM Sportsbook. I'll be broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to noon, and we'll have some great giveaways, including a brand new TV and $100 in resort credit to make some bets. Stop by to watch the Broncos and Steelers and the Vikings and Lions this Sunday at Cadillac Jacks. Fox Sports Rapid City is live from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll see you then.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well maintained tire and speed shop, over the top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Good offensive drive. Speaking of offensive drives, consider driving down your monthly payment by refinancing your car loan with Highmark Credit Union. If you financed your car with another bank or credit union, come on over to Highmark Credit Union. Now through October 31st, we will give you a 0.5% interest rate discount on published rates and 90 days till first payment with our special refinance offer. That's more money in your pocket. Visit highmarkfcu.com.
Warm ovens and great smells aren't the only reason people love working at Country Hearth. Job security at a third-generation family-owned company, great pay and benefits, and the opportunity to rise within the company are also in the mix. Besides production, there are a lot of other positions throughout the bakery. Maintenance fixes and maintains machines. Sanitation keeps the machinery and facility clean and safe. Shipping coordinates getting products from point A to point B, and there are delivery driver positions too. Are you ready to find the best fit for you? Find out more and apply today at countryhearthjobs.com.
Pour 54 downtown Rapid City is my new place to hang out. Whether it's happy hour after work, date night with your wife, or meeting up with some buddies and watching the game, Pour 54 has it all. 54 taps with great beer from local and regional breweries, wine and hard seltzer, plus some awesome food. Pour 54 is the place. Watch the game in the sports area upstairs, or drop by Wednesday nights for live music and Wind Down Wednesday. You gotta hit it. Pour 54 downtown Rapid City.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show on a lively Tuesday. I've been defending Vic Fangio. Some Broncos fans want to fire him after a 3-1 start, just a rough go against the Ravens. And then I've been saying Vic Fangio was wrong and calling out the Ravens for running a play there at the end to continue that rushing streak. I think you just got to keep playing the game. It's the NFL. Nobody likes people whining about this, whining about that. So I'm on both sides here, calling out Vic, but sticking up for Vic. Don't fire Vic yet. You can't fire Vic Fangio yet. Vikings fans thinking Mike Zimmer's has a little situation today, especially with this game coming up with the Lions. Boy, it's going to be a week. It's going to be a week. Huskers in Michigan, we haven't even gotten to that. Huskers in Michigan Saturday night. All right, let's go to our question of the day. And Jaguars writer for the Jaguar Report, SI.com. You'll find him there, Jaguar Report. John Shipley, live from Jacksonville. He's here on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. And we're talking Urban Meyer in our question of the day. John, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. I'm doing fantastic.
Well, I appreciate your time. I have a question of the day every day, John, and we went to Jacksonville today, and I asked the audience here on Twitter, would you fire Urban Meyer right now? 0-4 start, the video at the bar, other factors like reports of the locker room being in disarray with some lack of respect there. 55% of the audience today would let him go. 55% says pull the plug. What do you think that pull would look like in Jacksonville?
I think it'd probably look closer to about 50-50. I think there's still a number of people who are saying, it's only been 4 games, and then, another group of people that are saying if you give him longer, he's just more likely to do something to end up getting himself fired. So I truly do think it'd be about 50-50, which says a lot because there was genuine excitement in Jacksonville, and especially among the fan base, when he got hired and during the offseason. He truly did, reinvigorate, the fan base, but things just slid downhill at a record pace.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I went on this show when Urban Meyer was hired. I said, I think this is going to work out. I had you on, John, months ago, and we talked about the hire, and, this is like, hey, big brand, big name, culture of winning. I know it's college to NFL. Give me a perspective down there of, has this been a really tough transition from college to the NFL? What's the problem?
I do think it has been. I think a big part has been, specifically on the field. I think Meyer has honestly underestimated the NFL. I think he underestimated, he made a comment to Vic Fangio in week 2, how every week is like playing Alabama in the NFL. And, to a degree, he says that because, 1 week he's playing the Denver Bronco defense that has Von Miller and Patrick Surtain, Bradley Chubb, etc. The next week he's playing Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, so forth and so forth. The next week he's playing Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. But that's the nature of the NFL. It's not like college where you are frequently the most talented team no matter what, and you only had a couple of legitimate challengers week in and week out. In the NFL, it's truly every team is a different beast, and every team is either on par with your talent level or is a notch above. And I truly think him underestimating that and putting too much faith really in his college experience has led to a lot of their issues.
Okay, John Shipley on Jaguar Report, Sports Illustrated, live from Jacksonville. He's on Twitter at _John_Shipley. You'll find him there. How big of a misstep was not going back with the team Thursday night after the loss? He's an Ohio guy. He stays at Ohio. He goes to his bar, the infamous video with the lady that wasn't his wife and little dancing episode there. How big of a misstep was that combo?
Yeah, I think it's more so of a misstep in terms of, the optics of after your team just lost, a 3-point game in the final seconds, an emotional heartbreaker of a game where, they fought for 60 minutes. Instead of flying back with the team, and really accepting head coach responsibilities, whether it's, an off weekend or not following Thursday night, he's back, in Columbus kind of doing his own thing and, kind of eschewing all NFL head coach standards. So I think that's really the big picture here is just how he didn't really act, in the manner of an NFL head coach really, to begin with. And, then the video is obviously coming out and them even contradicting some of his public statements explaining, that the actions has just kind of made it worse.
John Shipley on Jaguar Report, SI.com, talking Urban Meyer and Jacksonville. So I look at this, I say, okay, there's reporting out there, Michael Silver, some of these guys, John, saying this locker room kind of looking at Urban in a lot of different ways. And I wonder if that accountability, how is it going to be there if some players are questioning to reporters their respect for Urban?
Well, that's the question of the day. And the first time we'll be able to talk to players this week will be tomorrow when, a defensive player and Trevor Lawrence will speak to the media. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is kind of an even-keel guy. You're not expecting him to say anything really outlandish. But I would expect throughout the week players to kind of react openly just because, throughout his comments to the media, Urban Meyer has, in a lot of ways, put the onus, on them. He was asked today, by, I believe, a Jaguars broadcast, the coach's show that 1010XL does. Excellent show. Urban was asked, there, how do you, move past it, just being a distraction and get your team ready to play Tennessee? And he said, that's really on the players, and the players are the ownership of the team. So I think, they'll really see that and take it as, this is kind of their team at this point.
John, what do you think the perspective is of the players when they look at Urban Meyer? And we talk about this video, but not going back with the team. What do you think the perspective is of the players, of their coach?
Well, I mean, I think it's hard for any leader to, say anything with credibility in terms of, saying things like, I can make the best decisions for you and I'm the person, to really follow every word when you're struggling to show the ability to lead for yourself and make decisions, really for yourself. I think if any player, got caught in the position, Meyer was in, it would have been a story, let alone a head coach, doing it. So I think the perception of him in terms of his credibility has likely changed a good bit.
Okay, I want to ask you about Shad Khan, the owner. He released the statement, and it said he has to regain the trust and respect. That seems like a pretty tough statement.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's kind of a jarring statement to see from an owner who is as patient as Shad Khan. I said before, for my money, Shad Khan is the most patient, if not one of the most patient owners in the entire NFL. From Gus Bradley to Dave Caldwell to Tom Coughlin to Doug Marrone, he gives guys a lot of, long leash, a lot of chances to kind of redeem themselves and dig themselves out of their own holes. To see him issue a statement on a coach after 4 games, to me, is, in the 3 years I've covered the team, is one of the more bewildering things I've seen.
John Shipley, a couple more. I'll let him run. Jaguar Report, SI.com, talking Urban Meyer and the Jags. So let's talk about the team a little bit. Trevor Lawrence, how exciting can he be? Are we going to see, we saw a little bit there against the Bengals. What do you think of Trevor Lawrence so far?
I think Trevor Lawrence has truthfully improved with every single game. He was admittedly a bit of a mess that the first 2 games, outside of a few flashes here and there, but the last 2 games, in my opinion, he's put together 2 solid outings, especially this last game. It seems to me that he's getting more comfortable with each game. Things are slowing down for him. He's making more accurate throws, quicker decisions, and he's more comfortable outside the pocket. To me, he hasn't really shown any one thing that hasn't, screened number 1 overall pick. Obviously he's turned the ball over a good bit. He's right up there with Zach Wilson for the lead in the NFL. But I attribute a lot of that to, 1, being a rookie, and 2, him just kind of testing the limits and seeing what he can do at the NFL level. And I think seeing him improve each week, you're going to see him just by the end of the year be, markedly better than he was at the start of it.
How many games can the Jaguars win here? It's looking like a rough road.
Well, even adding everything that's been put together, the Jaguars have still had, the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals on the ropes in the last 2 weeks. Ball bounced a different way probably on 2 plays. We're talking about a 2-2 Jaguars team, right now. So I truthfully do think the Jaguars can rattle off a couple of wins. But with that said, they were always a 4 to 5 to 6 win team to begin with things breaking their way. So I can't imagine more than 3 or 4 wins would be possible.
John Shipley, Jaguar Report. He's busy. SI.com. You'll find his work there. He's live in Jacksonville. He's on Twitter, _John_Shipley, and here on Fox Sports Rapid City. John, thanks for coming on a busy night. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate that. John Shipley on the Nate Brown Show. Jaguar Report, Jaguars writer, SI.com, here on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, he's straight down the middle there, straight shooter. Saying, it's not very pretty inside the locker room. He doesn't believe. They'll get to talk to players tomorrow. And the situation with Urban Meyer, some people say, it's not that big a deal. This is a Urban Meyer's brand, the name, college to the NFL. This is a big one. This is a big one that they're actually thinking about. Potentially he's on the ropes 4 weeks in to a huge deal. This was going to turn around Jacksonville. Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, he's going to turn this whole thing around. And it's just been a mess. I'm just baffled by the Urban Meyer behavior there this past weekend. I'm just baffled by that. People say, well, that's the personal life and, the video and stuff. I mean, guys got to know that you're on video. You're in your bar, you're wearing an Ohio State pullover, and you're Urban Meyer, and you're doing whatever he was doing there, and not staying with the team, not going back with the team. I mean, it just is bizarre stuff. So, question of the day is interesting, and it's a 55% to 45% breakdown. Would you fire Urban Meyer right now if you could make that call? Tough start on the field, tough start off the field. Would you just fire him right now? 55% say yes, you would pull the plug. I would not yet. And, I'm telling you, I think it's just baffling. I would not yet. So I'm with the 45%. I think that would be the ultimate overreaction as of now. I'm not going to do it yet. We need a little more time. If the wheels fall off and he's just lost his mind, okay, and he makes misjudgments and continues to go down that road, I'm going to hang tight. You obviously believed in what he was doing. You believed in the whole plan, made a big commitment here. So I would not yet. It's kind of one of those, how many strikes do you get? You got to give him, I guess, a few strikes. Yeah, maybe he's got a couple. He's got a couple so far. I would not yet. So I'm with the 45%. Listener text coming in on Urban Meyer. Would you fire him? You can't get rid of Urban right now. You got to keep him. Listener text 720-1067. Another listener text just fired in. Let's see. I got to get these backed up. If Urban is fired from the Jags, he is done. He is completely done and out of coaching altogether. Oh. So no college, no USC. Another one, 720-1067 on the Barron's-Wilson text line. Nate, you have to consider his contract here, because the contract is the only reason you wouldn't fire him, in my opinion. I don't know about this contract. Players can get let go because of conduct detrimental to the team. You know that line? Is that conduct? Is there language in that contract because of that? The old firing for cause. And, coaches tend to get their money some way or another. But this scenario might be unique. It's definitely interesting. Conduct detrimental to the team. You hear that a lot in the NFL. Not with coaches, but with players. Listener text coming in. He might want to be fired. I don't think so. I don't think the stuff's hit the fan quite that badly. He's definitely kind of reeling there. Kind of, hey, I'm going to stay with visit the grandkids. Wink, wink. I was just having a nice dinner with the grandkids next door, and then this group kind of called me over, and yeah, take a look for yourself. I would not let him go yet. I don't think you can. And so Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars, has not. That's a hot button there. Coming right back, I've got to get into some who's hot and who's not later on. I've got who's hot and who's not. Rapid City making my who's hot category with some success today in sports already. Big success. We'll get into that. The Douglas football team making my who's hot category. It's going to be a good one tonight. First, we'll go inside sports medicine. What's the real story with Bradley Chubb, Broncos' number 5 draft choice, injury plagued, and his latest injury? What's the latest? That's next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
First Gold Gaming Resort offers the best concert packages to every show at Deadwood Mountain Grand, including one night's lodging at First Gold, a pair of prime seats to the show, 2 breakfast entrees the following morning in our Horseshoe Restaurant, $40 in promo play, and transportation to and from First Gold and Deadwood Mountain Grand. Book your concert package now for Trace Atkins, Hairball, Three Dog Night, Williams & Ree, or Theory of a Dead Man by calling 800-274-1876.
Black Hills Community Bank wants you to know that now may be the best time to refinance, purchase, or even build a brand new home. With rates this low, Black Hills Community Bank is well positioned to be your local partner. They are your home loans bank with local originators, underwriting, processing, and closings. They challenge themselves to close every loan on time. This may be the time to think about home ownership or refinancing with Black Hills Community Bank in Rapid City and Spearfish. Online at bhcbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farmers and ranchers with up to 24% lower shop rates than most local dealers. Adams ISC in Rapid City is your single go-to source for ag equipment inspection, service, and repair, including air conditioning. With over 20 years experience, Adams ISC Ag Tech Gary Christensen will have your ag equipment repaired and serviced to your satisfaction, either in our shop or at your location with our fully equipped field service truck on Deadwood Avenue in Rapid City or at 605-343-9393. Contact Adams ISC.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future, and I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving their country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the South Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the South Dakota Broadcasters Association and this station.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Hi, I'm Bill from Wirefree USA, your local authorized DirecTV retailer. You wouldn't buy an expensive, high-powered motorcycle and then put training wheels on it, would you? So why would you try to get a beautiful picture on that expensive HD TV by hooking it up to cable? DirecTV offers access to 200 full-time high-definition channels. Ask how you can get your TVs connected to the internet, and you can get DVR functionality in every room on every TV. With Genie, DirecTV's most advanced HD DVR ever, you have the ability to record up to 5 shows at the same time. Never call an 800 number again. Call us at 343-3806 or stop by our showroom at 680 North Lacrosse Street, 3 blocks south of Walmart. The future is Wirefree USA with DirecTV.
24-month agreement required. HD channel count varies by package selection. HD equipment required. Hardware and programming available separately. Additional and advanced receiver fees apply. New approved customers only. Other conditions apply. Call for details.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
I'll tell you, we always go inside sports medicine. I think we're ready to go tonight. I think we're ready. Inside Sports Medicine brought to you in part by Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, when it comes to orthopedic care, they have been the team since 1976. From the elite athlete to the weekend warrior, Learn more at bhosc.com. I think I have him, Dr. Lou Papendick, joining us on the Nate Brown Show. Lou, how are you?
Nate, I'm doing great. Sorry about that little mix-up there, but we got through. It's awesome.
Yes, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. I wanted to ask you about this. I've been sending messages to you. I said, hey, one thing fans are kind of interested in, and people are wondering, is about Broncos star Bradley Chubb. He's had injuries, an ACL. That got better. He had one ankle surgery. Now he has another. And this latest one I wanted to ask you about, Inside Sports Medicine. He has an ankle issue. He tries playing through it. Can't do it. There's discomfort there. We find out it's a bone spur. Start there on bone spur. Discomfort, how much does that impact a guy like Bradley Chubb?
Yes, exactly, Nate. So bone spur on an ankle in a, now is he about his third year in the pros, somewhere in there?
Yep.
So you can imagine coming through high school, college, he's probably turned that ankle several times, sprained it many times, taping, the whole thing. And when we get recurrent instability of an ankle, recurrent sprains, there tends to be a spur that forms on the foot bone of the ankle. The ankle bone connects to the foot bone, and the specific bone is called the talus, and a spur will form on the talus, which limits the athlete's ability to pull his foot up. We call it dorsiflexion, but it's basically pulling your toe up towards your knee, and they lose that ability. And because of that, it's painful. And if you can't extend your foot into that position, you lose power and speed, and it hurts every step they take. And so the treatment is to remove that spur. And, reading between the lines on the news media, it looks like he had arthroscopic surgery, or he's about to. And it's a relatively simple procedure through a few poke holes in the ankle, and with an arthroscope and a little tiny Dremel tool or a burr, that spur can be removed. And it allows then full range of motion, or near full range of motion of the ankle. And I think I saw where it's like 6 to 8 weeks they're expecting recovery. So good news for him.
Yeah,
the thing I was questioning when I saw it was, will they try and tighten up his ligament structure in his ankle as well? But if they're expecting him back in a couple of months, I don't think that's going to happen, or it would be a 4-month to 6-month recovery.
Okay, so some sprains, some things like this, a bone spur happens. You're talking it's painful. Where is the pain? When he tried playing in the game and he said, I'm out. Where's it happen?
Yeah. The pain is in the front and outer side, the front outer half of the of the ankle. And I'm sure every step he takes when he tries to accelerate, it pinches and then it hurts.
I look at it, I say, okay, 6 to 8 weeks, and you say, okay, tough to play through, but once you get it taken care of, you're expecting he should be in great shape.
I think so. I think he'll be able to return, and he can be very competitive this year.
When it comes down to it, that's an NFL player. Do you see that here, Lou? Do you see injuries like this?
We see injuries like that in town here in the Black Hills area. Usually not in our high school athletes or our college athletes, but again, after an athlete has recurrent sprains, that spur can form, and it's an injury we see here. People in their mid to upper 20s to 30 years of age.
That's a wear and tear. Wear and tear.
Yes, it is.
Type situation. Inside Sports Medicine, Dr. Lou Papendick, Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, 6 to 8 weeks potentially with Bradley Chubb. Lou, always good to shed a light on it. I'm always glad to have you on.
Nate, thank you so much for the opportunity, and you take care, all right? Maybe we'll see you on the sideline of one of our high school games.
Absolutely. The team's always out there. Dr. Lou Papendick, Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. I wanted to get a perspective on that. Say, we heard about Carson Wentz had some bone spur stuff. We heard about this, and now Bradley Chubb, that's the latest with him. Broncos rush edge. We'll see if he can come back. He's had some injuries along the way. One ankle, now this ankle, had the ACL last year. Bradley Chubb should be back maybe a little over a month. Let's hope, month to 2 months. Dr. Lou Papendick, Inside Sports Medicine, always great. BHOSC.com, the orthopedic team. in the Black Hills. You have a choice for your orthopedic care. Choose the expert team. Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, helping you stay in the game since 1976. Now with urgent care as well. Injuries happen when you least expect them. Urgent care as well. Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center at bhosc.com. Coming right back with who's hot and who's not. The Douglas football team in my who's hot category. Let's show the Patriots some love. I love this story. And I see this just came out. All right. Who has the worst ownership in the NFL? Okay, they just released this based on key indicators. Facilities, team investment, average cash, Super Bowls. Who has the worst owner in the NFL? This just came out, and that's in my Who's Not next.
You're listening to the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. The Nate Brown Show on FoxSportsRapidCity.com and live on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Warren Chemical and Equipment Company reminds you fall is not the time to be backing off on your lawn care. In fact, it's a very important time of the season for your lawn. First off, fall is the most important time to fertilize your lawn. We recommend Warren's Best Lawn Fertilizer. It's specially formulated for Black Hills soils. Fall is also a great time to get control of those lawn weeds with the right lawn herbicide that you need for fall weed control. Or you can call Warren Chemical for custom application. Give us a call. Warren Chemical and Equipment Company, 342-7644.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we love the unique ways other countries compliment their chefs. In France, they say magnifique. In Italy, delizioso. And in many parts of the world, it's a compliment to belch. Don't try that at home, kids. But at Pizza Ranch, we keep hearing the same thing over and over again when guests bite into our pizza. Mmm. Our famous chicken. Mmm. And all the favorites on our buffet. Mmm. We're beginning to think you're all trying to tell us something. We'll take that as a compliment. Pizza Ranch. Mmm.
No one has a handbook for what we're living through today, which is why the experience you have access to makes all the difference in how you make it to tomorrow. For decades, Dakota Bank has worked with ag producers through industry, economic, and regional changes. We're committed to agriculture. We're committed to the producers and families that make our communities great. Go with commitment, experience, and integrity. Dakota Bank, banking, insurance, mortgage, and trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and trust not FDIC insured.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
All right. Who's hot and who's not on a Tuesday? Brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. We always do it at this time on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. Get you plugged in. Who's hot and who's not? The Pizza Ranch ready to roll tomorrow. The Kids Night Buffet Special, 1 child 12 and under. Eats free for every regular priced adult. The Pizza Ranch Buffet. It's great for a family of 4 like me. We're gold there. We're solid. PizzaRanch.com for carryout or delivery. 2 locations. And the buffet open daily, 11 to 8. Hit the Pizza Ranch, especially tomorrow, Kids Night. Who's hot? I love this story. I love sports, and I love stories in sports like this. Locally, we had a great story. If you missed it, I want to shed a light on it. So the Douglas Patriots, I know Coach Magic out there and his assistant coaches, that staff out there, they've been working. They've been doing a solid job. They haven't scored a lot of points, and it's been kind of a tough season. But I love stories like this. They're losing to T-Area, a top team in 11 AA, and the Douglas Patriots and T kind of get together and they say, what if we have a bright spot here? What if we do something to make a kid's day, you don't want to say make a kid's day, maybe make a kid's life and really uplift a family and a kid that's working hard and doing things right. A kid by the name of Sean Stock. He gets the ball and he scores the only touchdown of the game for the Douglas Patriots in their touchdown this season. Sean has Asperger's, and I'll tell you, they highlighted an opportunity for him to get an experience that he would never get through sports. They made an effort to do it, put him in the spotlight, and I hope it is something that people realize that's what sports can do in high school sports. I commend T, I commend Douglas, and wish the best to Sean and his family. A highlight for that kid to score the only touchdown for the Douglas Patriots this past weekend in my Who's Hot category. I am going to tell you as well about this situation in the NFL. I'll spin this off to our Who's Not situation. Bonus Finder just came out with the worst owners in the NFL. And they looked at this. They looked at, okay, who really has done a terrible job looking at the indicators, stadium facilities, team investments. So what are they doing? Average active cash, Super Bowl wins, stadium renovations, the whole thing. Who has the worst owners? Who are the worst owners in the NFL? And you look on down the line in my Who's Not category, the worst owners in the NFL, according to this study, this research from Bonus Finder, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals coming in dead last. Where are the Minnesota Vikings, you ask? How about the Vikings, the Will family? Number 10. Bengals come in last. Vikings come in 10th. By the way, if you don't know this, the best ownership in the NFL, according to this look, investment, the Super Bowls, the whole thing, the Rooney family. That would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not having a great year this year, but the Rooney family found to be by Bonus Finder the best owners in the NFL. We're out tonight. Back tomorrow for another great show. We'll be here at 4. Thanks for being a part of the program. Check the podcast tonight as we get the week going. A lot of great guests coming up tomorrow. The Nate Brown Show in the books. We'll